I'm in favor of the right to interfere, the right to intervene, to avoid mass killings through prevention, this is now called the responsibility to protect, and through the UN system. I have devoted my life to that purpose. It was already my idea when I created Doctors Without Borders at the beginning of the 70s. It was impossible, it was illegal to take care of a patient on the other side of a virtual line called a border. And sometimes, let me insist, it was necessary not to respect the law, to change the law. In case of extreme emergency, we must act in order to save one life the same way we would try to save thousands of them. At the same time, I'm strongly supportive of the only international organization entitled to decide on war and peace, the UN system. Last point, I know personally the countries where we are talking about. As a medical doctor, I spent many months, few years, working in Afghanistan and in Iraq. And I know, or I try to know these people. So the war on terror, was it the right answer to 9/11? The question is there a good method to help the Afghans get rid of feudalism, set up a kind of democracy, or should we leave them alone? I agree with President Musharraf. We can't live like that. But the way to live is also not easy to define. Let me now come too briefly, this is the end, to Iraq. We must absolutely, and Jeremy was very good on that, make the distinction in between the so-called war on terror and the war in Iraq. The Bush administration deceived the Americans and their allies by using 9/11 as a pretext to punish Saddam Hussein. Was Saddam a respectable leader? Certainly not. He was a dictator and the butcher of his own people. I've also been a medical doctor in the mountains of Iraq with my friends, the Democratic Kurds. I saw with my eyes and my hands full of blood the famous Operation Anfal, a project of genocide against the Kurds. I saw Shiite suffocating, and killed in the marshlands. In February 2003, I wrote an article in Le Monde. It was a big noise in France. No to Saddam, no to the war. I was just out of Kosovo. I suggest the same kind of international actions through the UN system. With my friend Jeremy Greenstock, we wanted to get rid of Saddam, but I knew that he was not guilty of the 9/11 and that did not have weapons of mass destruction. So the real issues, in conclusion, today, 10 years after 9/11, are the people of Afghanistan and the people of Iraq any better off? Yes, in a way. Schools, education, hospital, roads, etc. In fact, we have all been looking for those moderate Muslim, Sunni, or Shiites who would have been ready to fight for a sort of democracy. We looked at the wrong generation. I believe, and this is part of the answer, resides in the hopes of the Arab Spring and the young Arab leaders. Thank you very much.